Hello, my name is Lakin and welcome back to the Kinz Vault. Today I am showing you probably one of my favorite Webkinz projects that I've been working on. And it's not fully complete, but I want to give you a tour of my Webkinz Notion page. So I love Notion, but I've realized that it doesn't work for me as like a daily planner or a thing that I can come to daily and check on and like kind of keep my schedule all sorted. But it does work well for me to have essentially encyclopedias and tracking collectibles and all that type of stuff for my interests. So I've created a Webkinz one, and this is what it looks like. Like I said, it's not fully finished. I will post an updated Notion tour when it is fully updated, but I'm just so excited I want to show it now. For the longest time, I had kind of just a janky Excel sheet that tracked some of this stuff, and because it was Excel, I would often like just I'd start one and then stop it and then start another one and stop it. So we've brought it all here to Notion. So this way it can look cute and we can actually get it done. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Right off the bat, you can see what we have working on right here. Here is like a little guide. Each of these is its own page that you can click into. And so there's all these, and we'll go further in depth into them in just a second. But then if you scroll down, there's a pet name idea where I can just put pet names that I want to do. I don't usually have a lot in here because whenever I think of one, I'll put it in here. But then whenever I use it, I take it out. There's that. And then down here is the main bulk of the page. This is all of my Webkinz, and I have them to where it's their name, their pet type, their gender, the day I adopted them, and then their birthday, as well as if it's a plush or an e-pet. And then since I have multiple accounts, what account are they on? And if we click on Shiloh, since he was my very first one, I adopted on June 29th, 2007. He's a beagle, he's a dog, and he's a plush. If we click on him, you can actually see it opens up like that, but we can also make it a full page, and you can see his adoption certificate and his profile. And I'm slowly adding in more information like inside this page, but for right now, this is what we're working with. And you can kind of see that for multiple different ones and things like that. And then the reason I like the pet types to be divided like this and not just a beagle, but a beagle dog, a panda littlekins, an alley cat, a pug dog. So then I can filter by pet type, and I can click dog, and it will just show me all of my dog Webkinz that I have. Same with like if I wanted to see what signatures I have, it will show me my signature Webkinz or my littlekins and things like that. So that's why I like to have all this divided out. I could also do the same with the gender, seeing all the girls and the boys that I have. And then up here at the top, you can kind of see it says complete list, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 to 2020, and then 2022 to current. So if I click on these are all the pets that I adopted in 2007, and then here's in 8, 2009, 2010, 2011, and then 2012 to 2020 is when I really dropped off, and I was still logging in, but I was just kind of logging in and every once in a while being like, oh yeah, Webkinz, but not really. So that's why they're bunched together. 27 to 2011 is the main heyday, and that's why all of those have their own different dates. And the same with 2022 to current. I don't think I have enough Webkinz to make any of these their own years yet, but I think I may break them up. Like I may put 2022 through 2024 together and then add a new page with 2025 through 2026, which is the year we're currently on, and things like that. You can see the very first Webkinz I ever adopted, Shiloh the beagle. And then you can see the most recent Webkinz I adopted, which is Dizzle, the pink ice bubblegum bear. And see, with this one, I also added what they look like, what outfit they're wearing. And one thing you'll be able to see is some of these don't have their birthdays on them. And they also, like Key Lime here, doesn't have any information, because those are things that I'm slowly adding in, because I have to like look inside of Webkinz world versus like just going based off of different things. So once I get all this stuff fully filled out, I think I want to add, if not in this bar, like to where you can see it right here, I want to add it inside here so you can see what their pet specific item is and what their pet specific food is as well. And then I may also just like drop in some lore or like things that I feel about that animal or why I named them that, or just different like story elements, like DJ here. DJ was a hopping bunny. He was actually a free e-pet that was like a promotional thing for the movie Hop that came out a while back. I guess in 2011, that's when it came out. So it would be cool to like mark that down and write it. Same with, I think I'm gonna add what I used to have a plush, but I don't anymore, because I did end up, during the 2012 to 2020 era, I did end up getting rid of some of my Webkinz. So like these Webkinz right here, from James to Pastel, I know I had them as physical plushes. I did not have them as e-pets, but either I got rid of them or I lost them in a move, and so I only have them as e-pets now. So I think I may want to add that little difference. That way it can say that I did have this pet as a plush, but I don't anymore, so now they're just an e-pet. Versus like the newest ones that I get are mostly just e-pets and not physical plushes. So yeah, that's the list of all my Webkinz. This is the main part of the Notion, and this is all it was for the longest time. And then I decided to add this stuff into it. Let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is refrigerators. So in refrigerators, it says it's in progress. So it's in progress. It has a photo of the refrigerator room, which has all my refrigerators in it. I actually have a second room now, so the photo needs to be updated a little bit. But what I have here is I essentially have another table that has the name of the food, some tags, and what fridge they're in, and then a description of what it looks like, what the food item looks like. And you can see under this photo, it says 1 through 16, starting with the yellow trading card refrigerator on the left and ending with the kids' green-red refrigerator by the door. All of this stuff that says it's in refrigerator 1 is going to be in this fridge right here. This one's 2, 3, and 4, and so on and so forth. 4 is now these two combined, because I got one of those bigger fridges, and I may actually change out a lot of these generic looking fridges for the fridge that fits 15 foods. It's like a little ice cream cooler thing. I may change it to that, because the reason this looks so janky is, one, I have some cool fridges that I want to show off, so I want to use them, but also these are just fridges I had. So like these fridges, how many times can I say fridge? These two right here, and then these kid ones and this plush one, they're all ones you can get actively in the shop at this moment. So they're not really rare, and I have multiple of them. So I may change them out and stuff like that. But for right now, this is what we're working with. But you can see, like, we have the 2 seasons cake. It's a dessert, it's a cake. It's in fridge 1, and it looks like one side is white with snowflakes and the other side is green with a sun. And then if you click in on it, you can see this is what the inside of fridge 1 looks like. So you can see that, okay, this is the 2 seasons cake. It matches the description right there, but you can also see all the other cakes that are in there with it. One thing I will add later that I haven't fully added now is where you're getting these items from. Like, is this a superfood recipe? Is this just a regular recipe? Is this a exclusive food item that was during an event that you can't get anymore? Like the 5-year cake. This only came if you only got this if you logged in on Webkinz on the 5th year anniversary. Same with the 6th one and the 20th one, which I know I logged in for more of these years, so I don't know if I just ate them in my younger years and just so happened to not eat 5 and 6. I don't know, but it's pretty sad. But it's just that way we can, like, I know that these are celebrations, you could only get them by logging in, so I want to have that marked down. Same with this wacky cupcake. This wacky cupcake comes from a tree, and so it's harvestable. I have like 2 or 3 wacky cupcake trees in my garden. For special things like this, I want to actually like put what the tree looks like, where you can get it, and things like that. So it's not just, here's this, that's all. I want this to be really like my own personal Webkinz wiki, if that makes sense. Like, I know I can just go to the wiki and look up all the information about like this 20-year cake, but I like to have wikis of like all the items I have in game. So this way also they can get out of my dock and into fridges. So I've only done up to fridge 4, but all this stuff you can see right here. See, this is that bigger fridge, so it has a bunch of different gummies in it and things like that. But I'm really proud of this right here, and I'm so excited to see how it fully comes together. So that way we can, like, it'll be easy to see what foods I have, see what foods I need as a food collector, and also like be able to finally just have a easy to navigate food bar in my dock. Because right now my food bar is not fully navigable, like at all. I may add some more different information, but for right now, this is what we're working with. And then in closets, this is going to be really quick because all I have is photos of my closets so far, because I've been putting this one off. I'm not inspired to document my clothes, but that will also help me to have a cleared out clothing dock, and to like, especially for the clothing items that you get from events or challenges or rewards, I want to make sure I keep those and I'm able to find them easily. I don't know how I'll deal with documenting the clothes that are on my Webkinz. So if you have an idea for that, definitely let me know, but it will probably be a table of some kind that we'll end up with for the clothes. Same with like how we're doing the refrigerator. Next is my house. I'm planning on doing a major house update. For this past December, or sometime recently last year, I created a house tour where I showed off my entire house, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, I had to take multiple pictures. There's 3 different pictures to fully get it all into one shot, but this is what it looks like if you were to able to zoom out properly and see it. So if you want to see that house tour, you can go watch it. It's on my channel, and I'll also leave a link in the description of this video as well. And this is what my house looks like as of January 1st. And then this is the new house plan. So obviously this is not in Webkinz, but I did a little mind map whiteboard type thing. So this is what I want my house to look like. We're going from this to this. This down here says like what color each of these mean. The yellow is small rooms, orange is medium rooms, red is large rooms, dark green is outdoor, light green is treetop, and blue is underwater rooms. And then these gray ones right here, I just stuck them there so that way if I needed to expand more, I would start expanding that way and kind of do another one of these little crab looking things. Essentially all these shootouts that I want to do are like little apartments for like, this is all a treetop apartment, this is all an underwater apartment, and there's going to be a kitchen and a living room and all that kind of stuff for those areas. And then up here is the apartment for my OG Webkinz. So my The ones that I have the strongest attachment to, and like the ones that I got really early on in my Webkinz career, if not my first 3 Webkinz, plus my brother's Webkinz when he was really young, and we put it on my account. But yeah, so they have their own apartment as well. And then I want to have a amazing hamster apartment over here. But yeah, this is what it is. This is what we're working with. This is what we're headed towards. And then down here, I don't have this fully completed. I actually just started this really recently. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is new, which is why I'm excited and why I want to show you. So, but obviously this is not all my rooms, but what it is it shows the name of the room. So like this name would be like exactly what it is on here. So I can easily find it and like pinpoint it. What type of room it is, if it's like a pet's bedroom, if it's just a house type room, like a living room, kitchen, bathroom type thing. If it's a fun room, like this time warp time machine, literally just made it for fun. It has no form, it has no function. It's just a cute room decor idea that I did. What is the main room theme in it? Mix match means that there's not really a room theme. But then you have country, sports fan, jungle. Those are like actual room themes. And then in what state is the room in? If it's in progress, if it's fully done, if it's not started, and then if I have like notes on it. So I'm not gonna have notes on every single room, but like this one with Bibble and Dizzle's bedroom, it's a mix match, but I used Dizzle's PSI bed, I'm supposed to say bed, not bet, bed, as inspiration for the room theme. And then if I click into it and I full screen it, you can see that this is a picture of their bedroom. You can see that since we read the note, I took inspiration from the bed. This is Dizzle's bed, and then you can kind of see how the room came together. Or if we look at Yaya's bedroom, it's jungle themed, and it's just a revamped of Yaya's old room, but just more of a jungly paradise. And it looks like this. So we can see it. We can see her jungle paradise. But yeah, we can just kind of, essentially all the done rooms have photos of what the room looks like in them. I can kind of give a house tour via this if I wanted to. Not going to, but I could. This will be really fun to have, and I'm also going to use this to help document and source what I need for my in search of rooms, like my ISO and for trade, so I can trade this one. I don't have to worry about getting rid of it. I'm working on this room theme, and it's a retired room theme, so I'm looking for these items and such and so forth. So it's going to be really helpful. I'm really excited as this one comes out. And yeah, next we have painting every Webkinz. So on my Instagram, the Kinz Vault, same name as here, I am taking on the challenge to paint every Webkinz. I'm not trying to do it in any time period because there's a lot of Webkinz, so I'm not trying to do it all within this year. I'm just trying to, it's like a long-term project, especially with them adding new Webkinz all the time. This is my way of tracking it. I just decided to add a date painted column. That's why none of the ones that are painted have a date by them, because originally I was just using this as a way to track what pets there are and who I've painted. But I thought it'd be fun, since this is probably going to take multiple years, it'd be fun to see when I painted them, because eventually all these will be checkmarked, and then that's not going to be useful to me anymore like it is right now. But you can see Black and White Cat, released in 2005. I've painted it, and then I have tags for it. It's a plush. If it has a Little Kinz version, if it's active or retired, what type of pet it is, and what category it's in. So you can see I have pet, forest pet, barnyard pet, jungle pet, safari pet, and things like that. So pet is kind of like what we would have as a pet, what we would classify as a pet. And then forest pets, black bears are found in the forest, same with like deer and squirrels and things like that. A hippo you would find in the jungle, so it's a jungle pet. Retired, and also if it's ever been the pet of the month. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing all of this whenever all I need to do is know what the pet is, know what it looks like, and if I have or haven't painted it? Because I want to, when I finish this, when I have this fully completed, because I'm only up to, I think I've done all of 2007. So these are all the pets that have released from the first 3 years of Webkinz's life. As you can see, what I do is I write them down, like I do the name, and I go through that. I write down the name and the date and go through all that, and then I go back and fill in these tags because I have to use 2 different websites to fill out each of the sections. Like I use 2 different Webkinz wikis. One has the Webkinz really easily divided by year. So it's really easy to make sure I'm not accidentally double writing a Webkinz. But then another wiki that is not so easily navigable for like making easily type in all the Webkinz has all the information that I would need for the tags that I'm wanting to place on them. And plus, I don't need the tags to start painting them. What I want is to be able to use this after I've written down every Webkinz, have this be like a type of document I can share with other Webkinz collectors. So we can, like, I'll add a little check mark box, or if you have it as a plush or an e-pet and different things like that, so we can fully dive into what all these Webkinz have. And I may also put pet specific items and food in here as well, but I don't know. And then also the reason for all these tags is so I can, again, do the same sorting and filtering like I did with my own Webkinz. I can be like, okay, let's look at all the pet of the months. Let's look at all the retired pets. Let's look at all the barnyard pets. Let's look at all the plushes versus e-pets or all the ones that have littlekins and things like that. So it's just ways for me to filter, and yeah, because I think it will be fun, like maybe later on when I have more of this filled out, to be like, okay, this month I'm painting all the littlekins or a lot of the littlekins, or I'm painting a bunch of pet of the months, or I'm painting all the retired Webkinz and things like that. I think it would be fun to do that. For March, I'm gonna be painting all the Googles. So I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of Webkinz. I'm sure we all know that, but when you actually try to set out having to paint every single one of them, you realize, even more so, there's a lot of Webkinz. Next, we have trading cards in progress. This one's in progress. All I have fully written out is Series 1. I do have more than just Series 1 trading cards. We've just started with Series 1. So all this is just a table, but it has what series it's in, what the name of the card is, what number it is, and then it says card type, but really it's what like category it is, because all this is Series 1, but you have like the Webkinz Doodle cards, the Curio Shop Curiosity cards that are a little bit more rare and they're also shiny. But then you have the challenge cards, the action cards, and then you have the regular cards. You get so many of them. So I have them all written out, and I also have them checked off if I have them in my binder physically, which I do have a complete Series 1 set. And then I also have, because each of these come with a code that allows you to get the trading cards inside Webkinz, at least with Series 1 and Series 2, you can. I have a second checkbox that shows me if I have it inside the game. I pretty much have all the challenge cards, action cards, and regular cards inside Webkinz World. I'm just missing Curio Shop Curiosities and Webkinz Doodles, which makes sense because those are like the rarer, harder to get cards even in physical form as well. So yeah, I may add a picture of the card in here or a description of what it says and things like that. But for right now, this is just gonna be like a way for me to keep track of what cards I do and don't have. I might not add that stuff. And again, I can sort it through and filter it through number, through alphabetically, through what series it is, or through card type. Right now, I'm sorting it through series and then card type. Webkinz Doodles, Curio Shop, that's why they're all clumped together, even though like this action card is 71 out of 80, and then it goes to regular cards, which is 1 out of 80. So that's why it's like that, because I just have these categories clumped together. And also, like, it just makes sense to have the rarer ones at the top, since those are the ones that I'll probably need to be looking for. The regular cards, the action cards are really easy to get. But as I add the other series, I'm gonna have to where they're new tables, so it will be the same as how it looked with my entire Webkinz collection. So I'll be able to see just series 1 on one page, series 2 on one page, series 3 and series 4, but then I'll also have a final page that has them all together at the same time. And then lastly, like I said, the In Search Of and the For Trade are fully empty, so there's no reason to look at those. Once I get those finished, I'll probably feel more comfortable trading in-game items. Because right now, I don't really dive into that, but I know if I want to complete some stuff and I want certain items in the game, I'm gonna have to dive into that. But that, my friends, is my Webkinz Notion. If you're interested in like getting a blank version of this, let me know and I can make it. If I do ever create one, a pinned comment on this video or in the description, or maybe even both, I'll happily make a blank template of this if y'all are interested, but I don't want to do that if no one is interested, because I didn't make a blank template before I started making this, so I'm gonna have to like empty out all my own information to make a blank template. So it's gonna be a little bit of work, but I'll happily do that if you are interested. Or even if you're like, I don't care about any of this stuff, but the painting every Webkinz one, whenever you're finished getting all the Webkinz in there, I'd love it. Just let me know. Or same with the trading card one or whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love Notion so much. I love what I'm able to do with it. It fuels my nerdy little planning brain that I have. And I really like how this is coming together. Part of me is making this video, so I'll be like, okay, you gotta work on this. People have seen what it looks like and what it could be, and so now you gotta show them the finished product. You gotta keep working on it, because I've just really been not working on it, and instead more so getting distracted by video games or books and things like that. So but I hope you enjoy, and if there's anything that you're like, ooh, what if you added this, or what if you did this, please let me know. I know this is not the final form that this Webkinz Notion page is going to take. It is just its current little larva form. But that being said, let me know if you have a Webkinz Notion page or how you keep track of all your Webkinz stuff. I remember when I was younger, I had a Webkinz binder that I had. So everything was like printed out and inside this binder, but I lost that binder during one of my moves, so I don't have it anymore. But oh, I wish I did. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for letting me nerd out about my Notion, and I'll see you next time in Webkinz World. I guess all we have left to say now is bye!